The King reads comments. Alrighty, guys and gals, what's going on, everybody? It is Big E here, and I forgot to put the green tape on. This episode, I'm going to be reading comments. I'm going to catch up a little bit. Don't have a ton of them, but this is pretty fun, and people seem to enjoy it. So let's jump over to. Here we go. All right, I'm going to start at the bottom here. This is on the Iron Man Challenge, Night Elf Hunter, episode 123 from Jamie. Nice episode. I fully agree with the movie rant. Ridiculous stuff nowadays. Oh, thank you. I tend to rant on things a lot of the times. Keep in mind, if I'm ranting on something, it's, just my personal opinion. I just happen to think most movies today are cookie cutter and they come, I don't know. I just feel like there's no passion or originality in them. It's just this recipe where if something is succeeding, these people who own the movie companies and the executives, they just want more and more and more. Just milk it until it's dead. That's just kind of my opinion. But I know other people share the same opinion as well. This is Mr. Dash Gamer. So this is The King Does Magic. So as a special, a thank you and a reward for my channel members who choose to support me that way. I've done a few things just for the channel members. And what I did was a couple of card tricks. I know it might sound a little bit ridiculous, but I did a couple of card tricks. You positioned the camera, a couple of cameras, and see how people responded. People seemed to enjoy it. I didn't have anybody that knew how it was done or figured it out. And I had some people who were interested in knowing how it was done. So I did a follow-up video where I actually explained the tricks. Yeah, they're very simple, but they're very fun, very effective. This is from Mr. Rob Bromford. Iron Man Challenge, episode 123. Great video, E. Enjoyed the movie chat. As someone who also does not like the newer Star Wars series and movies, you are misremembering the scene. Chewbacca does go crazy and shoots the guy who killed Han. Okay, I didn't know that. Ben Solo and his son, which is a huge feat of skill in itself, considering he was very strong in the Force. The moment of Han's death was his son rejecting the light side and fully killing his past, which is his whole arc being his struggle with temptation to the light as opposed to the usual temptation of the dark. In my opinion, it's one of the better parts of the first film, which was just okay. The following films then completely ruined it. As I said, though, I'm in agreement with you. Dislike of Disney Star Wars as a whole, it's very much a net negative. Yeah, so I didn't remember that correctly at all. And I think what happened when I saw the scene, Rob, I think I actually stopped watching. That's how upset I was. The biggest problem I had was just the way that they chose to kill Han Solo off. It just felt like they were just, I don't know. I just think they could have done better, made it a little bit more emotional or something. I don't know really what I'm talking about. But again, they're just my personal opinions. But thank you for correcting me on that. I am actually happy to know that it was more than what I thought it was. That makes a difference. This is Grand Zaver on the Iron Man Challenge, episode number 121 at 48:30. I know you usually do not train beast lore, but it would really come in handy. Only certain wolves have bite, furious howl. Most just have furious howl, like the boar. Has gore and bite, but most boars just have bite. Thank you, Glenn. And I actually end up getting this in some upcoming episodes. So on the Iron Man Challenge, I'm like 4 or 5 ahead, at least. So you may have noticed I'm making myself bleed here. I got to stop picking. I have this bad habit of picking skin around my fingers and stuff. I actually do pick up beast lore for this specific reason. I also pick up a couple other things that I didn't train. I think at the problem or the time I was going to get them, I didn't really have gold, but now I've got a little bit of gold saved up, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'm spending the money. But I do pick up beast lore, and just for that reason. But like I said, I am like 5 or so videos ahead, and I've started releasing the Iron Man Challenge again every day. So it was every other day because of the Cataclysm Let's Play came into play. So now there's every other day there are 4 episodes being released, and on the day that Cataclysm releases at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, my time, the Iron Man will release an hour before it at 6 a.m. And I'm going to keep doing that until I'm either just a day or like 1, maybe 2 episodes ahead, or maybe I just keep doing it until we finish. But thank you. I agree. I should have these things already. This is on episode 122. This is Glenn. At 3350, I agree that it was a horrible way for Han Solo to die, but what bothered me even more is that how Harrison Ford asked for him to die off. They let him put together his own death. I am with you. I would have thought he would have went down in a blaze of glory. So I didn't actually know that. I don't think. But I think some of the older school people from Star Wars weren't really happy with the writing in general and how the story was going. I wonder if that's... Actually, I think I remember seeing an interview with Harrison Ford where he was wanting to not do it. As a matter of fact, I heard... So... is it episode 5 or 6? I don't know the stories, but where he's in bronze, where they freeze him in bronze or whatever. It was my understanding that George Lucas did that because they weren't sure if Harrison Ford was going to come back for Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back, whichever one it was. That's the reason they did that. So I think he had been wanting to get out of it for a while. Now I know this is actually years later, but that's interesting. Let me make sure I'm hearting this stuff here. This is Granzifer on 123, 5313, The Deer Hunter for Christopher Walken. Oh, so I'm talking about how Christopher Walken, how they cast him in Dune Part 2. I thought it was an odd casting choice. I mean, I like Christopher Walken. I think he's a good actor, but he has a very specific delivery and it's kind of weird and off. I just thought the character that he played, I felt like it should have been somebody else, but so I was thinking of movies that I liked him in. I named The Dead Zone. What I did not mention, there's a movie called At Close Range with Sean Penn and actually his brother Christopher Penn. It's based on a true story, and Christopher Walken plays their father. It's a great movie. It's another one of my favorite roles that he did, for sure. Yeah, The Deer Hunter. That's an older movie too. That's a great movie. This is Mr. Jamie on Broom Riding Champ, Hogwarts Legacy. He says, I never knew you could Revelio while flying. That would have saved me so much time. Yeah, I figured that out as well. So you can get up kind of high, do a Revelio. Now, I think Revelio has a distance of where it can go, but if you're kind of close to the ground, maybe get a better view. Having a lot of fun with Hogwarts. That game is a lot of fun. Thank you, Jamie. This is Mr. Dustin Dixon. Movies are fine nowadays. You can't pick 10 and think it's all of them. Yeah, I mean, again, it depends on personal preference and what you like. Some people like action movies. They like over-the-top action movies. It's just not my thing. So again, keep in mind, if I'm ranting about something, I'm just expressing my personal opinion. I just don't feel like there's a lot of originality in the majority of movies that come out these days. Is really all I'm saying there. But I don't think that most movies are fine. That's just, again, it's just my personal opinion. This is on The King Does Magic. This is Mr. David Nelson. This was a nice surprise to see. Thank you for the fun content. You're welcome. Like, it's the least I can do, David. You know, you guys have chosen to support me and, you know, with a monthly subscription. And I did check. I think it's $3, $5, and $10, right? $2.99, something and something, $4.99, $9.99. I just really appreciate that. And so it's like the least I can do aside from putting the thank you screen at the end of the videos. Now, having just, mentioning this, I do have something coming up for everybody on the channel, like some IRL stuff. I'm going to start doing a little bit more of that. And I actually went out yesterday to the Santa Rita Cemetery. I've mentioned this before on the channel. I got some footage. I walked through. It wasn't very good. I actually had to get rid of the audio on it because I had the camera in my waterproof case, and so the mic wasn't working very well. So what I did is I watched the episode of the video and I narrated over it. I'm thinking about scrapping it and redoing it. I'm going to go back out there for a grave cleaning, and I'm going to share that with everybody on the channel. But I did find on my Instagram, I do have 3 videos saved that I did grave cleanings for. I believe there's also a cemetery tour. I'm not sure, but I do have some stuff coming up for everybody. And there's going to be some stuff with my car that's going to be starting soon. There are 2 videos out on the channel of me trying to get my car fixed and things like that. But David, thank you, man, for being a member. I appreciate it. This is Glenn saying Hearth in Sons of the Forest. Let's check out what this is. This is the episode's called Mutants. I can't get out of this. Oh, I know what that is. I wonder why that. Oh, I see. Yeah, so that I had gone into a cave and I was just exploring. I'm going to explore all the caves, and I dropped down and I couldn't get back up. So he was saying you should hearth out. So yeah, I wish I could have. We ended up getting out of there though by finding a specific item in that cave, which I needed. And as far as that, the Sons of the Forest, I'm kind of torn. I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job of trying to role play it. It's a little bit weird because I'm also trying to have some narration to sort of propel the episode. But like if I was really role playing it, there would be almost no narration in the episodes. But I do now have, I'll say, 2 companions that I can sort of talk to, even though they don't respond to me, but that's helping push it along a little bit. And hopefully the music volumes are getting better with the things I'm adding. I know it's been a little overwhelming in some parts, and hopefully that'll start getting a little bit better. Thanks, Glenn. Feels like it's been a while since I've seen that intro. So this is on. Okay, yeah. So the early intros for the channel are like the spooky. It's like this, I don't know what it is. Somebody comes into like this weird room and he sits down and he's breathing. You can find it on the early episodes. It's kind of creepy. And I also have an outro where it like he goes through the forest and then up to a gravestone and it has Misty Mountain Gaming on it. And again, if you don't know, the reason for those older intros was because this was originally only going to be a survival horror channel because it's like some of my favorite genres of game, but I decided to not, do that. But that's why there's a Fright Night, because I do love those games. Duck says, is that an AI thumbnail, Big E? This is on Hogwarts Legacy. It might actually, I think this is from DeviantArt, a website, but it is a custom thumbnail for sure. I changed it a little bit. If I find something that looks good on the internet, like if I don't get a screenshot during the video I'm shooting, sometimes I'll open the raw footage and I'll just scan through it to try to find something that looks good. And then I'll take that, clip the image, and then I have a program I use where I can adjust, like I can saturate it, brighten it, darken it, change the hue. So I tend to do that on pretty much every single thumbnail you see. I try to make it pop and stand out a little more. But yeah, so that, I don't think it's AI generated. That was, I think, from DeviantArt is where I got that. But it's a good thumbnail, I think. I think it looks good. This is Jamie on me revealing the magic card tricks. He says, this is sick. I'm going to study this and try it on someone. Good stuff, E. Thanks, man. Pretty easy to do, a lot of fun, and I think you'll get a good reaction out of people. This is David. Very cool. I had not seen those tricks before. Thank you for explaining how they work. Also, I like your barrel mug. Well, thank you very much. Cheers, man. Yeah, I've had this thing for a while. It's a weird handle to hold, but it's pretty heavy duty. Yeah, I like it. It was up in the back of my cabinet. Thought I'd lost it or something. This is Jamie. Sorry about the horrible headaches, man. Strong headaches like really suck. Allergies in general. Hope it gets better. Thank you. Yeah, I do suffer from allergies, and instead of getting like a runny nose or sneezing, watery eyes, I get these terrible like migraine-ish headaches. Thanks, Jamie. That's nice, man. I appreciate it. This is from Mr. Bill Willis, the man himself. This is from the Shadow Fang Keep Run. We did on the Worgen, episode 8. 505, Big E's got electrolytes. He's what we crave. Let's see what this is. All right, we'll just go here. Sure. I'm sure, comma, not. There we go. Okay, I know what that is. Right. The real ones will know what that's. Bill Willis is a real one. Yeah, that is from Idiocracy, one of my favorite movies. It's real silly, real corny, but it's very well done. I hope you're doing well, Bill. This is from Jamie on the Shadow Fang Keep Run, 2908. I couldn't possibly accept that. Instantly clicks the gold. Somehow it hopped over to my bag. Yeah. That was from Torment. He's OG on the channel. He gave me 1,000 gold gift, and I was absolutely taking it. Yeah. I've done silly things like that before where I like turned the video capture off, accepted the gold, and then turned the video back on. Oh no, I had a technical problem there. This is from Mr. Dustin Dixon on the Iron Man Challenge 124. Biggie, your videos get me through. Well, thank you, man. That really makes me feel good. I love seeing comments like that because it's kind of part of the reason I do this. Somehow, some way people find some enjoyment or something out of something I say or do, and that makes me feel good. I've not seen this person before, I don't believe. He's been publicly subscribed to me for 3 weeks. Actually, I think I have seen this name. Pet food is just happiness increased. The higher level food is more effective, I'm pretty sure. I would only feed the pet if the happiness display turns yellow or red. So I do overfeed my pet. It's just kind of a thing that I do. But I agree. I would save a lot of food. So at 100, well, let me finish reading the comment. The pet will do 125% damage if he's green versus 100% and 75 yellow and red. I think it shows if you mouse over the happiness status, and it does. Clipping shots, not too big of a deal except for mana conservation, really, unless you're raiding. Mainly, you wouldn't want to clip your auto shots with an aim shot, which is a talent, so no worries. Level 48 with your limitations is solid. Keep it up. Thank you very much. What's the name there? Casatale. Casatali. Thank you very much. You are absolutely right, and I do overfeed my pet. I really should wait till it turns yellow. The only time it ever even turns yellow is when he takes a death. Very, very rarely it's because I just haven't fed him, but I do overfeed the pet. But thank you for the awesome comment, man. I appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. This is Mr. Rob Bronford on the Shadow Fang Keep Run. Decided to level a Fury Warrior alongside you, and I will warn you that my previous advice on dual wielding wasn't fully correct. What? Rob of the Red Shirt Order? Although the precision talent, I accidentally said dual wield specialization before, helps you, you do still have a fair amount of mischance. That being said, the damage is still comparable, if not better, than the equivalent two-hander, and your skills still only have the standard chance to miss. It's a lot of fun. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. I am going to go dual wield for sure if I can find 2 decent weapons. The weapon I have right now, the two-hander, is just so good. But I'll have to see if I can find something, maybe try to run specific dungeons that might drop a decent one-hander. But I do plan to go dual wielding there. Absolutely. This is from Mega Tutu. It was me sending the sword. Sad you couldn't use it. You can still sell it, no problem. Love the video journey. Made me want to try Classic, which I'm loving. Well, thank you, Mega Tutu. I appreciate that. And thank you for sending that. Very thoughtful. It's always surprising to me when I open up my mail and I have viewers sending me gifts. I love it. That's awesome. I remember the first time that happened, and I was still a really, really small YouTuber, which I still am. But, well, thank you very much, man. I really, really appreciate that. And that's it. We are caught up here. Oh, I got one. This is from, it's so small. Mithra Chronos. Is this shit still around? At least they figured it out that a mount is necessary. Okay, so that's on the New World, episode 28. It is still around. Not many people playing it. In fact, I recorded 2 episodes today, and I literally saw one person in both episodes. Well, except for somebody in town. But coming up, New World episodes, I do have my first PvP encounter and start doing some PvP missions. Not to give any spoilers away, but that is coming up. Thank you for your comment, man. But yeah, people are still doing it, I guess. Let's go back to the chat tavern here. Let's take this off. Can I do this? Here we go. There we are. So I put a piece of, so this is my mic here. You see my finger bleeding there. I put some green tape here, but I think I'm going to take it off because I didn't like the bar. But I got to be honest, that looks weird. Right? Cutting off my hand like that. Or my arm. I'll end up taking that off. Anyway, that's it for me. I just wanted to go through some comments. I'll do this from time to time. It's a lot of fun to read them. And thank you so much for your comments and all your help. I really, really do appreciate it. But that'll do it for me. Look for some IRL stuff coming up. I'm not exactly sure when. I do plan to go back out to the cemetery. So I got a little 4K camera, which I got to be honest, it is not good. It's a Casso, I think. And it's a Casso 51 or something. But it turns out the previous model is actually way better, like the 50 or something. The video quality is just not good on it. And that kind of sucks. I mean, it wasn't a super expensive camera, but you're supposed to be able to shoot in 4K. But it just looks... I mean, it wasn't completely horrible because it was nice and bright outside, but it wasn't that good either. Anyway, so I drove out there yesterday for 2 reasons, really. One, I wanted to thoroughly test my car. I had took it out for a solid half an hour, but the graveyard I went to is like 45 minutes away. It was a hot day. It was close to 90 degrees. And it just stayed where it was supposed to go. So the engine is not overheating anymore. So the $5,300 that was spent on it fixed the problem, fortunately. Now, I have other problems still I'm going to slowly fix. But anyway, so I drove out there yesterday and I got a little dash thing. I mounted the camera on. It didn't record on the way out for some reason. I did get the entire graveyard little kind of tour. And I ended up narrating over it, but I had uploaded the video and was going to release it, but I actually deleted it. I still have the raw video, but I think I'm just going to do it again because I don't like the way that it came out, and I don't like the way my narration went when I was overdubbing it. So I will do that again, but probably what I'm going to do is when I go back out there, I don't think it's going to be this week because it's going to be in the 90s and over all this week, and it is hot out there. I'm going to try to, maybe if I can get an overcast day where the sun isn't, beating down on me, I'm going to go back out and I'm going to do another gravestone cleaning and I'll get some better footage, try some different things with the camera. I had image stabilization on. That's one thing the camera does very well is image stabilization. Like I was walking around shaking it and it was smooth the whole time pretty much. But I think that might also affect the quality is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to try it without it. But for the actual cleaning, the camera will be mounted. And I have an older camera, which I'll probably also take. So I'll time-lapse one, and the other one, I don't know how I'll do it. But so 2 different angles maybe, and between the 2, maybe some of the footage is good. But I'll time-lapse the whole thing. I'll pick a gravestone. I was actually able to find out some more information on the cemetery itself. There are close to 900 people buried there, which I didn't know. I also found out it's actually 2 sections separated by an aruro, and I've not even been over to the other section, so I'm going to go over there next time. And I did find a site where they had found notes and things from either, like, oddly enough, like the mining engineers. A lot of people buried there have died from injuries in the Chino mine, or the the Lucky Mill or something. I can't remember what it's called. A lot of children. There are so many children in there, stillborn deaths or children just a few months old. Babies and people used back then, the late 1800s, early 1900s, used to die from like diarrhea, sinus infection. There were a lot of murders I saw. There were just weird things in the notes. Weird to me. I saw a lot of strange things. Crushed head. People died from tuberculosis, blood clots, which they listed as, I guess I made some notes here. Coronary thrombosis, I think, is a blood clot. Carbon monoxide poisoning. Just a whole bunch of weird stuff over there. Anyway, I'm going to be doing another grave cleaning, and I will have that out. I'm just not sure when. And when that video comes out, what I'll do is I'm going to link 3 other. There'll be Instagram links where I actually do have 3 gravestone cleanings that I think that I had. I thought I just had 1, but I found 2 more. But that's going to be coming up, and then some stuff with my car. It's just a matter of me getting out of here and going outside, which is a big deal for me in the heat, and try to do some of this stuff. But anyway, I don't want this video to be too long. Thank you again for your support, your comments, and especially a big shout out to my channel members. I really appreciate you guys. But that's it for me. Take care. I'll see you in a future episode of something. Peace.